Hello, Steve Artsy. No, well, I don't watch a lot of TV because I have a backlog of DVDs and Blu-rays I've been trying to get through, and a lot of YouTube that I watch. But during the cyclone, I wanted to be up to date on the news. So, because YouTube wasn't updating quickly enough, I just turned the TV on, and I saw all these ads every other minute. Seemed like every ad break were a bunch of Clive Palmer ads where he's pushing this party called the Trumpet of Patriots, and their slogan seems to be "Make Australia Great Again." And I'm like, this is exactly what I was afraid of, that people would look at Trump, follow his example, and just copy what he did and try to engage all the ignorant, insecure, uneducated people that are out there, just like in America, that were manipulated. Now, the way Musk did it was he basically bought the presidency with, money, just giving Trump all this money and spending all this money on advertising and selling the American public on the idea that everything's bad and it's Biden's fault and Trump's going to fix it all. And now people are waking up and they're like, Trump's not fixing things. He's just making things better for the billionaires and taking away everything. They're just gutting the government and giving all the money to the billionaires. They're saying they're going to give it to the people in checks, but even if they did stunt like that, that would just be a portion of it, and the rest would be just all funneled through to them. But just the otherism and all these things that have worked in America, I'm afraid they're going to work here in Australia. I've been saying it for a while now, that I was afraid that people would just follow his example. People were looking at Trump and going, well, let's just do that here. We had people sort of pushing anti-abortion and anti-gay not laws. They're trying to reverse the laws that we have now to make it illegal for women to have abortions and to make it illegal for gay people to be married. And they're trying to roll things back and reverse things like Trump has done in America. And fortunately in Australia we have caps on how much you can donate to a political party. So no one can buy a political party. But if you've got enough money to run yourself, like Clive Palmer, you can. And you can have ridiculous slogans like "Make Australia Great Again" and call yourself the Trumpet of Patriots. You're basically trying to say you're Trump, or trying to say to people who've been following Trump, even though it's not our politics, even though it's American, people who follow it. I know more about American politics than I do about Australian politics. I had to remind myself which party was in control recently and who was even Prime Minister. I'm like, who? That's the Prime Minister now? Where'd the other guy go? Because I haven't been paying attention because I've been looking at America, and that may seem ridiculous, but what's happening in America was actually more important than what was happening in Australia, because nothing out of the ordinary was happening in Australia, but I thought, what's happening in America is insane, and if that is replicated down here, it could have the same effect, because we have a similar problem, because we're the same sort of Western society where we have uneducated people who are also unintelligent, who, of course, are easily swayed with propaganda and fear and otherism, and that's what these people are doing. That's like they've got the Trump playbook and they're going, okay, tick, 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 tick. Let's see if that works. Let's see if we have the same culture and the same, psychology in our country of people and that. So I'm terrified that this is going to go somewhere. But my understanding with Clive Palmer is he's a billionaire who's run a bunch of times to try and get in politics, and no one takes him seriously because he's just there because he's got the money. He doesn't have any policies or any real following. And I'm not really worried. But I think he's got more chance of getting somewhere now using this playbook than he did before. Now you may know Clive Palmer from, he was the guy who was going to build the Titanic, the new Titanic 2, and that was going to run around the ocean just like the original Titanic and that. I love him for that, but he's just a crazy billionaire, and he's got money and he just thinks he can do whatever he wants, and he has been red-pilled, and he's bought into the whole otherism and Trumpism and all that, and now he's trying to replicate it here. And it's really transparent and lame, but I'm scared it's going to work for some people because they are, unintelligent and lame and uneducated and bitter and hateful and afraid, and, you just have to give them the right sort of things to scare them, and they're just going to follow right along and eat it all up. So I find it pretty scary, but I had to comment on it because I didn't know this was happening until I turned the TV on and saw all the ads, and I'm like, oh wow, this is kind of terrifying. It's lame, but I'm really worried about how many people are actually going to fall for it, because I know a lot of people who are probably mentally ill. I think on some level, people who are susceptible to conspiracy theories and stuff like that are usually have some level of mental illness or uneducated issues. So I'm just scared. I just need some YouTube therapy to talk about this for a minute, because it's kind of terrifying. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the whole Clive Palmer Trumpet of Patriots. Australians trying to duplicate what Trump has done in the US down under. We don't need that here. The rest of the world seems to be watching America from the outside and learning what not to do, but some other people are looking at it as what to do, and that's really terrifying.